I want to welcome everybody to another great episode of the For Me to You Sports Talk. Like I always say, if you stumbled upon this podcast, then you are in the right place. How was your weekend?
Man, it was awesome. Definitely watching all these upsets. College football.
Seven of the top 25 teams lost in college football.
Crazy.
USF made sure that they weren't the 8th team to be added to that list.
You're not going to lose Cincinnati, but yeah, I got you.
Hey, that's my hometown team now. You can't be saying it like that. That's my hometown team now.
I'm just saying.
So I wasn't going for anybody, all right, because I don't know if y'all know, but I actually write for the school newspaper and stuff, so I can't be biased at all. Although some writers have their bias, although some writers are biased at times, you know, I wouldn't say that I was going for Cincinnati, but I won't say that I wasn't going against them. I should say.
Team.
Yeah, but one good thing that happened was this debut, this NBA debut,
NBA season debut. Yes, sir.
Man,
this
Cavs and Celtics game, and I'm gonna tell you right now, it didn't take long for me to realize that they lost Kyrie, but they reloaded like 4 other guys. You got to think about it. Could this possibly be LeBron's best team ever? Now, I know it's kind of early, but I'm about to throw a couple things out there, right?
Okay.
When you actually look at this Cavs team, they have five players who at one point of a time could have won the MVP, or they were in contention. So LeBron James,
obviously,
D Wade,
obviously,
D Rose,
okay,
Isaiah Thomas, and Kevin Love. Meaning in contention, meaning
top 5,
top 5, 6, 7, somewhere around there, because we know Kevin Love has some great years.
No doubt.
We know that we know that Kevin Love never finished first, second, or third, but Kevin Love has had some great years, and I mean he's had great numbers, and somebody could have made a case for it.
26 and 12 year, definitely.
Yeah, I mean it's kind of hard when you're going against LeBron James and Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook and D Rose, because we know that he was at the height of his game, and D Rose was actually the youngest
2010,
the youngest NBA MVP that ever won it.
Yeah.
But I'm actually sitting there watching the game, and I'm like, wait. When this preseason first, I mean, not preseason, but the offseason, right? Mm-hmm. When the offseason first started, we was like, the Cavs haven't done anything in free agency. Right. And a lot of people were bashing them because I'm like, are they going to bring back that same exact team? They didn't. Towards the latter part, you know, they swapped Kyrie for Isaiah, but they also brought in Crowder, a body, a 3-point
defender, a long defender.
Green. Yeah. This is a guy that I was kind of giving some flack, but he looked pretty good.
Green could play.
And instead of 2 players, because you got to think about it. The only 2 players who were able to create their own shot last year was LeBron James and Kyrie, and that became a problem. Now you say, all right, I got LeBron, I got D Wade who can create his own shot. I got D Rose who can create his own shot, and I got Isaiah Thomas who can create his own shot. Right. So now you surround LeBron with more playmakers, whether they're starting or they're coming off the bench. D Rose was like zooming to the rim, and I don't think that's going to last for the whole season and stuff like that, because a lot of those layups was kind of just like wow. But just sitting back thinking and actually watching this Cavs, I was like, man, I don't know if they're not better than that last year team, because I said that last year team was better than
the
Heat. But we're going to talk about this Cavs team, and then we're going to get to the Heat. So I don't want to throw everything on you.
As far as this Cavs team goes,
how you feel about that one game?
I get what you're saying about them having 5 dudes that finished in that top 5 contention MVP. At the same time, are we talking about them when they were at their peak at that moment, or are we talking about them as they are right now? We can't necessarily.
What are you talking about? Are we talking about?
I'm talking about
right
the
now.
Cavs right now. Can we say that D Wade is the same D Wade that could carry a team in Miami?
No, but you'll still get 20 points. You still get 2018 from D Wade. So what are you saying?
I mean,
yes.
we got like 4 in the debut. What did he get? 8?
No, not 4.
He got about 8, I believe.
How many times did he shoot?
I mean, I'm just saying though, he's not able to carry the offense. When LeBron James sits down, you can't just hand him the basketball and say, "Hey, run the second unit." Right,
but this is the thing. That's why it's not just D Wade. That's why you have J.R. Smith.
Is D Rose the same guy?
D Rose the same guy. That's a story that we all got to see, because I'm still wondering about that.
D Rose ain't the same D Rose.
You know that. D Rose is not the same D Rose that will demand a double team at times. But when you have J.R. Smith, when you have Kyle Korver, when you have Tristan, when you have other guys. Okay, Tristan can't spread the court, but when you have other capable guys out there who can put the ball in the rim and everybody knows their role, this is a dangerous team right here. And that's only after one game, so I'm not trying to jump to any conclusions.
Right.
But this is a team that we might really have to wonder about, because the crazy thing about it is, no matter how good they are, they can still possibly lose to Golden State, and that just goes to show you how good Golden State is.
Possibly, I think that's as they're currently constructed. I'll say it's a foregone conclusion. Still,
foregone right now.
Yes, I need to see Isaiah Thomas get back healthy.
I need to
before we talk about anything. Really.
I need to see a rim protector. That's my biggest thing with the Cavs. They don't have no.
Tristan Thompson will protect the rim a little bit.
A little bit. But JaVale McGee can do it better.
Well,
and that's a problem.
Yes, definitely.
JaVale McGee can do it better. Like, even if the Cavs can get somebody, even if the Cavs can get somebody like that, like somebody just not Birdman now, but you know how Birdman had that same role down there.
So who did they have last year, or when you say the team was better last year, or even the year they won a championship? Who did they have that was providing that?
Okay, so when I say that they were better, I mean that they were better than the Miami team. So when we first seen Miami, we was like, wow, these guys. You know, they're all at the top of their game, and these guys are interesting. I mean, people was making crazy jokes. Oh, the Heat is going to win every game. But we came to realize that the cohesion wasn't always there with that Miami team, and they weren't tough, meaning physically. We seen that in the finals. Tim Duncan, and I know this is Tim Duncan, but the Spurs had their way with them. That was not a tough team.
Are you talking about the first or the second time? Because they beat them the first time.
Yeah, they beat them the first time, but they shouldn't have.
Easily.
Come on, don't even go there. They shouldn't have. No, they shouldn't.
They should have.
No, come on, stop.
We won. I don't care.
You
how
want to tell you what? You want to tell you what? And you know what do they say? Revenge is a dish best served cold. Right. What happened the next year? They got him. Oh, was it 4-1?
Okay.
Got him out of there because they should have like, man, we shouldn't even have let this series go that far. If it wasn't for that third round
championship series though. So it's
but we know head and shoulders. You know head and shoulders. The Spurs were the better team.
No, I don't. I don't agree with that at all.
You don't agree with that?
I don't agree, by the way, that the Cavs team as currently constructed or the year that they won is better than the Miami Heat.
Are you crazy?
2013 or 2011. No, I don't.
You've been asinine right now.
If you want to say that, that's okay. But just check my point out.
Okay.
Check my point
I'm listening. Come on, talk.
Are you ready?
Yes, I'm listening.
Okay, so name the guy right now on the Cavs who can dominate the game without LeBron James being there, dominate the game to a championship level, and actually win a championship. Who's that guy right now on the Cavs? Or used to be on the Cavs when Kyrie was there. Go.
If you take LeBron off that Heat team, you'll have nobody. What are you talking about? Even if you take LeBron off that Heat team, I wouldn't say D-Wade was, because you got to think about it. He had Shaq at a time when Shaq was still causing havoc for people.
D-Wade averaged like 38 points a game.
They did. You're right. But that don't mean that. Okay, but he had a team.
15.
But he had a team. He
didn't have a team. He
did have a team. Yes, he did.
Put those guys on his back.
Yes, he did. No.
Did you watch that?
Yes, I watched that. Yes, he did. Yes,
Are you serious right now?
Yes, he got every foul call, by the way.
That was literally the best virtual performance of any shooting guard, barring Michael Jordan.
I got that.
Ever in the finals.
I got that. I got that. But we're talking about D-Wade. If you take D-Wade off of that Heat team without LeBron, they are still winning doing anything.
Without LeBron. That's what I'm saying.
Because he had Shaq and he had a team. Yes.
LeBron had Shaq too in Cleveland.
Yeah, but Shaq was hurt. Shaq was hurt. What are you talking about? Come on now.
We can make all
I'm not making no excuse. I'm not making no excuse. I'm just begging the question.
My point is,
okay.
D-Wade put a team on his back and carried them to a championship. That's what I'm saying. Without LeBron, without any other marquee superstar on the team other than an old and declining Shaq. Name the third best player on that team.
They had Jay Will.
Name the third best player on that team.
Antoine Walker.
Really? Antoine Walker and Jay Will?
Yes, wait.
That's your third best player?
Wait, let me go through it. Let me go through this roster who they had. Nah, they weren't bad. Come on now. No, you can't. I'm not even about to let you do that right now.
2006, go.
2006 Miami Heat team.
Who's the third best player on that team?
Gary Payton's come off the bench.
Gary Payton.
Wait, I said come off the bench. But Jay Will, they was pretty solid for the Mavericks at the time, because think about it. We're only judging at the time.
No, we're not.
At the time.
We're saying best team LeBron ever had. That's what we judging this whole thing off of.
Okay, if we're going to go off a personnel standpoint, it's this team right now. But I can't even do that because it's only one game. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to just judge the Kyrie team versus that Miami team.
Go ahead. I'm with that.
That team. What are we talking about? For one. All right. So when you look at that team, they have Mario Chalmers at the point guard. Kyrie eats his lunch every day. Now,
does he?
Are you that disrespectful?
No. Does he eat his lunch though? Because actually, he's a defender.
You're disrespectful.
He's actually a defender. Norris Cole is a defender, by the way. Mario Chalmers. That was their only jobs, though. That's what I'm saying. That's their job.
That was their only job. But LeBron. Wait, time out, y'all. So do y'all hear what this guy's saying? The same guy who let Rondo do that, but you said Kyrie won't? Don't tell me you forgot when Rondo. Do not tell me you forgot when Rondo was going off and they had to put LeBron on Rondo, and then Paul Pierce do his thing.
You talking about D Rose?
No. I'm talking about the Celtics when the Celtics had When
Pierce and all the Garnett and those guys, we talking about them? Okay.
Yeah, when the Celtics had them, LeBron point guards couldn't guard other guard. Tony Parker, forget it. Tony Parker.
Okay.
Well, he couldn't stand in front of Tony Parker. You mean tell me he's gonna be able to stand in front of Kyrie Irving?
Name a guy who could stand in front of Tony Parker back then. So go. Who could have? Nobody. All right. So Kyrie.
No, I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna say nobody could.
Come on, man. Nobody could stay in front of that kid.
Well, I mean, Tony Parker is crazy, but when we think about Tony Parker and we think about Kyrie Irving, dude.
Two different players completely.
They are, but for you to even beg the question that he would even be able to stay in front of him.
This is my point. Hold on. This is my point.
Okay.
I'm talking about Kyrie Irving.
Okay.
Can Kyrie Irving lift your team? Can Kyrie Irving be the best player on your team in any moment in his whole career, now or past? Can he ever be the best player on your team and win a championship?
I think you get a different leadership style, and I think it depends on who you put around Kyrie.
You're not asking the question.
Yeah, I am.
You are not asking the question.
I think it depends on who you put. I think it depends on who you put around him. Yes.
You laughing?
Yes.
You're laughing. You're laughing, and I want to laugh, but it's really more serious.
It depends on who you put around Kyrie. It depends on who you put around.
I'm saying he had the opportunity to do these things, by the way, for 5 years before LeBron got to Cleveland. Let's not say that he didn't have any talent around him.
No, I'm not gonna say
he had a little
very young talent.
He had some very young. I'm with that.
Yeah.
Now they weren't constructed to win a championship, but he didn't lift them anywhere. They didn't go. I don't even think they went to the playoffs.
Thing about Kyrie, I don't know if Kyrie will elevate anybody else's play besides himself. But that's what you get with Kyrie. That's why I said it. So it's different.
So when you compare them to that D Wade team, that's what I'm saying. D Wade in 2011 and 13 could lift the team by himself.
Okay, D Wade, they're not, dude. They would have threw somebody like LeBron. Okay, well you can't even.
Thank you.
It's
we can't do that. We can't do that.
LeBron, and then who's gonna guard LeBron James? Okay, so we get so this is what we gotta do. We have to look at the other pieces.
Okay,
take LeBron out there. Take LeBron out the equation.
LeBron's gone. That's what I'm going straight to D Wade and Kyrie, and I'm going after that.
Okay,
that's what I'm going with.
Okay, so I got Kyrie. Who you got? You got who?
I got D Wade.
D Wade. Okay, cool.
I have D Wade trumping or canceling him out.
I mean,
we'll go with that.
Kyrie won that. Kyrie would not be able to do anything with D Wade, and D Wade would not be able to guard Kyrie.
He's not going to guard him though, because we got Chalmers. And Morris Cole to harass him.
Well, guess what? And then full court. Oh my God.
That's what they
This
do.
is Kyrie Irving, who has the best hands in NBA, probably in NBA history.
Okay, he has
you don't
to work
guard
hard.
Kyrie. You can't guard Kyrie.
We can't guard him, but we can make him work
play
hard.
Basketball.
We can make him work
And
hard.
you know if you picking me up back here, once I hit you on my move and I get past you, now it's 5 on 4.
You gotta do that for 48 minutes though.
And
I'm going to harass you and cut off angles for 48
So-
minutes. That's what I'm going to do.
And Kyrie would have them do socks in the stands.
Maybe.
They wouldn't even be able to do that.
But the Cavaliers don't win because he's doing this.
Okay, wait. So now let's keep going. So then you have here, Chris Bosh. Have him. You can have Chris Bosh.
Okay.
Give me Kevin Love over Chris Bosh.
Wow.
Give me Yup.
Really?
I said it. Yup.
Okay.
Give me Kevin Love.
As an individual player, I'm with you. But in the way that they were used and utilized, no. In the systems, no. I'm taking Chris Bosh. Chris Bosh was a much more effective player. Look at his plus minus. If you ever, when you go back and do the revision,
I'm going to do it. I'm going to do the revision.
While he was with Miami compared to Kevin Love.
I told you about stats. I've told you stats can be misleading.
One of the realest things.
Stats can be misleading.
Is one of the realest
plus minus, yeah, well, he should have played some defense.
All that win shares.
He should have. Okay. Tristan Thompson. Now what? You open now. What's up?
Udonis Haslem is the same guy. Easily. Just not long enough and tougher than he is right now.
Udonis Haslem is good. Udonis Haslem is good.
And can make more jump shots from the baseline. He provided that offensive threat that the guy does not.
Tristan eats glass. Tristan has a motor that Udonis probably don't have.
Does.
He has a motor. It's not Tristan. Okay, all right, forget it. Okay, so we're going to do this. These two guys are 50-50 right there, all right?
Okay.
Those two are 50-50. No. J.R. Smith off the bench. Who you going to get? Ray Allen?
Easy, Ray Allen. Are you taking J.R. Smith over Ray Allen?
No, like at that point, I'm talking about Ray Allen who can't stick any defense, who can't play. I mean, J.R. defense is better than his, but that's kind of I don't know. Wait, I might actually have to get that one to you. I might have to get that one. But you giving me the Kyrie. But you giving me the Kyrie over Chalmers.
I mean, there ain't no debate with that.
Okay, all right.
We're talking about D Wade was the comparison to Kyrie. By the way,
keep that. Okay. Kyle Korver.
Mike Miller. Easy.
Iman Shumpert.
Iman Shumpert, though?
Yeah, no, he's pivotal.
Iman Shumpert?
He's pivotal. Iman Shumpert is not bad.
Like 10 minutes a game in the finals, Iman Shumpert
is not bad.
I'm talking about 10 minutes a game, Iman Shumpert?
Iman Shumpert
That's cool.
is
James
not
Jones.
bad.
Okay, James Jones then. Easy. Younger James Jones.
Nah, stop doing that.
Shooting.
Stop doing that. Don't be trying to talk about something younger. We talk about James Jones when he played for the Heat. Don't be trying to go get James Jones.
He was younger. He was younger than.
Yeah, and sat on the bench the whole
he
time.
Did not.
Yeah,
no,
he did.
He got in there and shot some trade balls.
Man, LeBron has literally kept this guy. LeBron has kept this guy employed. Everywhere LeBron go, James Jones seemed to find his way somewhere on that team, around that team. Like LeBron keep guys employed longer than they should. I remember Brandon Hayward, who is now commentating now. This guy would have he would literally have the freshest Jordans on, but it'd be on a bench the whole game. It's like, dude, what are you getting so fresh? You're not even getting the game at all. Like we know that LeBron keep guys around longer than they should, and that's partly due to LeBron being a great guy and a lot of players wanting to go play with LeBron James.
Right. Because he spreads the wealth.
Yes.
All right, now my next point to you, while we're still talking about rosters, right?
Mm-hmm.
I know we ain't got a lot of time, but we're talking about rosters. Chris Anderson and Joel Anthony on the Miami Heat. Hold on. Because we talking about, we talking about what can you bring to the totality of these finals. Let's say they were going head-to-head, right?
Yes.
Offensively, we'll say they're stalemate. Let's go. That's cool.
They're not stalemate.
We'll say they're sort of a or Miami Heat are better.
About?
Or the Heat is better
they're not.
offensively.
No, they're not. No, they're not. I'm not giving you that. I'm sorry.
Well, they scored more points and they were more efficient.
I'm not giving you that. I'm not giving you that.
And they were more efficient.
So against the Spurs. So against the Spurs. Okay. So this is what we're gonna do then. That same team that LeBron lost to, the Spurs. You mean to tell me that Kyrie and them boys won't beat that Spurs team? Is that what you're telling me?
They won't.
They won't?
No, they won't.
You're crazy.
I don't believe that. It's hard to do this hypothetical.
Yeah. I mean but
I don't believe that. No, I don't.
Never played each other.
Especially if the Spurs play the way that they played and make the shots that they made. I mean, they were shooting like 50-some% from the trade ball. I mean, who really wins that series against those guys?
My bad.
Why they shoot?
I think this guy forgot when my boy Kyrie dropped like 55 on the Spurs and wound up beating them. But hey, I mean, it happens.
That's cool. He can drop buckets. That's what he does now. But does he lift the team? I'm talking about consistently. Will he lift the team? Can you say, hey, Kyrie, make us better? Hey, Kyrie, make this guy who's actually a bum, low-key, better?
No.
Can you do that? Thank you. But D-Wade can. And LeBron can. So they were both on the same team at the same time at the height. Let's say, not necessarily the height, but almost near the height of both of their careers.
And what you saying all of that, guess what?
What?
That Cavs team is still better because they got more pieces.
This guy's a homer.
So,
this guy is a homer, dog.
No, I'm telling you, that Cavs team is still better. But look, wait. So, I got a question.
They're better offensively.
Yep.
They're better defensively,
Tougher,
and they get more loose balls because of Joel Anthony, the Chris Anderson.
They're not better defensively?
Yes, they are better defensively.
No, that's crazy.
Yes, they are.
Well, you know what?
They have two rim protectors instead of how many do they have on the Cavs right now? Or back then?
That's the problem. They only have one.
They didn't have any. Actually,
No, I'm talking about right now. No, I'm talking about Tristan. That's it, Tristan. That's it.
Okay.
But,
he's better than.
No, he's not. Okay. He's not at protecting the room. But you know what? This combo right here about this. Yeah, me and you are. We definitely gonna. I mean, we're not gonna see eye to eye on this. And that's okay. Yeah. So tell me this, right? I got a question for you. If LeBron James does lose, right, to Golden State,
yeah,
do you think he should go to LA?
Man, are we talking about for strictly basketball reasons, or are we talking about for everything that would come with that
basketball?
To LA?
Let's just keep it basketball.
Strictly from basketball. Depends on how long he wants to play. If I'm LeBron, I'm thinking, man, I want to kind of extend. That can always change and turn. We see how that works in sports. It's finicky. But at the same time, if I want to extend my career, I want to be around what? If I want to extend my career as an older guy,
I say LeBron
older
James.
basketball, 5 more years. What do I do if I want to extend my career?
Yeah, you eat better, you train.
I surround myself with younger players.
Okay.
With young, up-and-coming, talented players. Mm-hmm. Now, other than maybe the Sixers, who has more young, up-and-coming, talented players?
Do you want to win a ring, though?
I'm LeBron James. Where I go, rings tend to kind of follow, or the possibilities to get rings kind of follow.
Well, see, wait. I got to stop you. We talk about LeBron James in the East. Now you talk about LeBron James going to the West, having to go against Golden State night in, night out, having to face the Spurs night in, night out, having to face the Rockets, having to face OKC. So now I got to kind of put a pause on you now. So if we talk about LeBron James going to play with the Spurs or somebody like that, then I'm like, wait, hold on now. Okay, now we got to think because rings. I'm talking about rings. Forget staying. If LeBron want to stay, he can stay 5 more years in Cleveland and stuff like that. But winning, we know LeBron want to win.
It's a lot of cap room, by the way, that LA does have. So if LeBron goes here. There's a lot of guys that took 1-year deals because they were kind of waiting on this explosion of free agency.
Possibly.
Paul could come. I mean, it's a lot of people that kind of on the fence about wherever they are and they kind of might want to make that move. So I think another marquee free agent comes. Now you combine that with Ball, you combine that with Ingram, you combine that with Kuzma. You have 6 guys right there. We ain't even talking about everybody else that are legitimate NBA powerful. I'm talking about we have a legit roster building right now that can contend even in the West regardless.
I think if we're speaking of a young LeBron, maybe about 10 years ago, because he was younger, I'd say the time when before he went. I'm not even gonna say 10 years ago, but the time before he went to the Heat. Remember when he went to the Heat? If we talk about LeBron in that sense like that, then I can see that move make sense. But right now we know LeBron will chase rings, and we know that he'll probably do whatever it takes. If that is somehow, some way, if LeBron was able to put his own money up right and go get and go make enough cap room to bring in PG-13 on this constructed Cavs team right now, I think he would be able to do it. I mean, I think he would do it. But this is the thing: when we talk about winning, you're not winning no time soon with that Lonzo Ball guys. But I mean, you did bring up a point. You said that they have cap room, so they can bring in. And this is no shot at Lonzo Ball because I think he's going to be a good player.
Okay.
They compare him to one of my favorite players, Jason Kidd, and stuff like that. Who is one of my favorite point guards, stuff like that. But,
yeah, I never like that comparison, but yeah.
You don't like that comparison?
No, I don't like it. But
so are you saying that he's going to basically outshine Jason Kidd eventually? Or are you saying that that's too big of a
I think they're two different players.
Two different players?
I think they're two different players, definitely.
Yeah.
Feel for the game wise, same, but everything else, I'm not in there.
Then you have Brandon Ingram. You have Kyle Kuzma. I mean, you actually brought up some good points. Now, I will have to see what the Lakers would be able to bring in free agency wise before I say, because they got random to it, and I like the pieces the Lakers have, but I wouldn't leave this team like just watching the Cavs. I'm sitting back there watching, and they only wound up beating the Celtics by 3 points, but it was like if those guys. This was only the first game, so they're only going to get better, and they're only going to form better chemistry with each other.
Well, or get worse, because maybe Isaiah Thomas supposed to come back healthy. Maybe D Wade has a recurring injury that could pop up all of a sudden. I mean, now we're losing pieces. Now we're plugging in guys that probably shouldn't be in the starting role, like a Shumpert, like a J.R. Smith. We've seen how that turns out. He's not a great starter, especially if you want to go against that Golden State team in the finals. That's just not going to work out.
Yeah.
It just won't.
Yeah, so I mean, that's a story to tell, but we'll see what happens, guys, because I think that it's kind of too early to actually put any claim on this Cavs team. So we gotta let the season we have to let the season pan out. And like I said, they can possibly still lose to Golden State in 6, possibly. That's crazy. 6, 5, 7. I mean, who knows? But one person I feel bad for is Gordon Hayward, man. That was sad. That was sad. Watching that game, and I was like, oh man, they just like ruined it now. And I'm gonna tell you right now, exactly how Kyrie Irving feel. I'm pretty sure you know who. Probably good in basketball. Now, I'm pretty sure seen guys sitting on the sideline, right? The guys who nobody wants to play with. The guys who the guys who call next, and people are like, oh my God, y'all about to get blown out. Why? Right. Like, why are y'all trying to play?
Our time? Right.
Kyrie Irving is that guy who's probably the best person on the court, and then that best team finally loses, right? So them guys like, I got you. And I got you is Kyrie Irving. But the other guys who saying, ooh, come on, we getting Kyrie is the rest of the Celtics. Now, this is I don't mean that in a malicious way.
Right.
But when you see them go against the Cavs, it's like, man, that stage is way too big for them guys. At first, I think Tatum started to settle down. I mean, his first shot got blocked and almost went into the stands when he tried to do a layup on LeBron. But it's like,
happens.
This isn't Duke anymore. You got to finish that strong. Jaylen Brown, I like him. He reminds me of a guy, and this is a guy that I know back home, and he reminds me of a football player who plays basketball. And those guys are the worst players to play with because they can hurt you. They're dangerous. They have extreme athleticism.
Yeah.
No. I'm talking about like when football players play basketball. And
you saying how he plays, like he's kind of rough. He's kind of
it's just like raw. It's like it's not polished yet. He still wound up finishing with I guess
like 25 or something.
A good game. But it's like, Kyrie, your wingman just went out, and he might be out for the year. And it's like, I wonder if Kyrie kind of like, man, I probably shouldn't have done this, because
I think.
How do you see the state of the Celtics? Basically?
I don't think he left the Cavs thinking that he was going to go to the Celtics and they were going to actually compete for a championship.
That's crazy. I hope he did
like that. And if he felt like that,
I hope he should.
A little delusional.
I hope he should. Yeah, you should. That's
your competitive nature. Yes, I'm like nobody can beat me. My reality, my logical brain is like. They're still Golden State, they're still Cavs. We're still not better than those guys, period. Like, we're not. Then they lost a lot of pieces with the Celtics that contributed to them reaching that Eastern Conference final, where they got blown out, even though they had all those guys. And then they let them go. And now all you bring in is what? Hayward and Kyrie. Hayward gets hurt. Kyrie's there. He can't lift the team. We've already established this, right? He can't lift the team. So what were his expectations really? What should his expectations be?
Do you think it was a motive to actually get away from LeBron James and get from under that spotlight? Basically, do you think that's what?
I think he's tired of being a little brother, and I can always understand that. I mean, I understand his motivation from that role, but if his motivation was solely to be on a better team and compete at a higher level, then he's doing it wrong. But if he's trying to elevate his star, then he's doing it right. Because he's going to be the guy there, as you saw even the other night. I mean, he shot a bunch of shots. He's a volume shooter right now, which I don't like that, by the way. He's not really making anybody better.
And this is my problem now, because if Tatum doesn't step up and he got some big shoes to fill, who else can create a shot on that Celtics team? You got Al Horford, who can, but he's more of a pick and pop.
Creator.
He'll get it
Not creator.
when he's open. Terry Rozier coming off the bench. Marcus Smart. It's like, they done took. I mean, when you actually look at the Cavs team, you look at the Celtics, you're like, I think the Cavs is actually laughing at y'all like, here, y'all can have that, because guess what I did?
Thank you.
They're like, here, y'all can have that.
I think they went from...
I done got 2-point guards?
No, they went from two... we knew they were going to finish second, right, with Gordon Hayward. I think they went from,
two.
We know you're going to finish second to maybe third to now you're probably going to be third.
They just lost again last night.
Maybe fourth.
They just lost again. And I was like, man, this is going to be interesting. So
yeah, Kyrie Irving, I think his MVP chances... with Gordon Hayward, I know people were talking about him perhaps elevating his status.
Yeah, I've said that.
Taking on a bigger role. But I don't see it, man.
You got to win at the end of the day.
Thank you.
Because Westbrook had less talent than you had. And we can really say that. Westbrook had less talent than Kyrie had. But we seen Westbrook average a triple-double with that talent. We seen Westbrook got them boys to the playoff, too.
Westbrook made them better.
And the thing about Kyrie is I don't know if you get that with a player like Kyrie Irving. Almost like Allen Iverson. I love AI. This is one of my favorite. I love Allen Iverson.
Let's not do this.
Well, no, wait.
Wait. Let's not do this part.
Wait, let me phrase this right, okay? Because Allen Iverson took the 76ers to the finals, and I don't know if Kyrie can even do that.
Oh, man.
He had been able to do that. So, wait, you got to let me phrase it. But,
okay.
Does AI make players better around him? That's still a good question. I don't know if he did.
I love to hit you with this. Who's the second best player on AI's team when they went to the finals? Who was the second best guy?
The coach, probably. I don't know. Larry Brown. Man, those guys are bad.
No,
they
Hill. What we got? Eric Snow. I mean, come on, man.
No, I'm not. I don't want none of them.
It was bad. Kyrie on that team. Do they make the NBA Finals?
They won't.
Do they win one game against the Lakers? No, they don't.
Oh, yeah, that was crazy. He even still one game against them. He even still one game, and then what he do? He walked over Tyronn Lue, just so disrespectful.
Yeah, no doubt.
And I think AI don't even like when you talk about that because him and Tyronn are now cool and stuff like that. But yeah, I don't know if Kyrie Irving will actually go to the finals with that team. And I know a lot of people was bringing up that topic. Is Kyrie better than AI?
My God.
Well, if you had to put these guys up side by side, defensively you give it to AI. But I don't think Kyrie is too far. Too far. No, he don't even make the steals and got the cat-like instincts, but Kyrie isn't a stifling defense now.
No.
Ball handling. They had to ban AI crossover, but this guy just killed everybody that he went up against.
With the crossover.
So that's kind of hard. Now we know just like pure handles, nobody has handles like Kyrie.
True.
But so they can both create the shot. It really don't even matter because Kobe and Mike don't have the best handles, but we know their first step and other things that they had to create their shot.
One thing you can't underestimate about AI that you also have to kind of question about Kyrie is his heart and his determination to win basketball games at all cost. I've never seen Kyrie play to the level where I was like, man, you know what? He being a dog out here right now.
What?
Like,
you ain't see the finals then when they won it. You ain't see the finals when they
take over
won.
And elevate his game in the finals because he's talented. But I'm talking about dire circumstances where you shouldn't win, where you shouldn't even be in this circumstance.
Yeah, down 3-0. Do I need to refresh it? No, 3-1. 3-1. Do I need to refresh it?
There is a LeBron James.
There is a LeBron James. There is a LeBron, but do I need to refresh it?
This man AI went out there with no help, sir. Against arguably one of the best teams of all time.
That was at that time in the NBA and stuff like that, where teams. I mean, I wish AI would have had Shaquille O'Neal on his team and stuff like that. But hey, it just so happened AI he wanted to stay with the 76ers and stuff like that, and that was an unfortunate circumstance.
AI was a dog, man.
He was.
That's all I'm saying. That's my point.
That'd be so disrespectful. I can't say anything bad about AI. I've heard that he's not a great team player. And then somebody might throw this at you. Well, hey, I got to play with Carmelo Anthony. Why didn't they do anything? I'm just saying.
I got to play with Carmelo Anthony.
Yeah, the Nuggets.
Are we serious right now?
Yeah, I'm serious.
Okay, well, for one, they shouldn't have never let him go. I don't know what the deal was with him and the coach or whatnot.
George Karl?
Maybe it was George Karl. I think it was George Karl. Yes.
Yeah, George Karl.
I think it was him. Who I remember AI had a pretty productive season or two with those guys, and I don't know why he ended up having to go to Memphis or Turkey, wherever the case was. Not sure what that was about.
Playing for the Pistons.
They needed some continuity and some more players around them. Mm-hmm. Now, and they were both a little old. Well, not both, but he was a little older. Mm-hmm. Carmelo didn't know how to win. Carmelo still doesn't know how to win. Or does he? Would you argue that point? Because I feel like you can't.
How do you not know how to win?
How do you not know how to win?
Like you mean like a culture aspect? Like it's just not in you? Is that what you mean by not knowing how to win?
Is knowing how to put people and yourself and your team in a situation that is more conducive to you winning at all times. That's knowing how to win. That's AI doing what he did in the playoffs to get his team past the New Jersey Nets and to face the Los Angeles Lakers. That's what I'm talking about. And that's what I don't think Carmelo has ever had or maybe will ever have. I think his talent elevated him in Syracuse, and now he got that winner.
Oak Hill Academy. We know Oak Hill Academy gets everybody that they want.
He was uber talented, and I think that kind of catapulted him above those guys. When you get to the NBA, it's a lot of uber talented people here now.
Carmelo still has supreme. Carmelo still has supreme talent. I don't know if we can really judge him about the. I mean, let's think, because they had the Lakers in the division, and at this time the Lakers were still really good. And I remember it was a playoff. I want to go back where I think it was they threw an inbound pass, Lamar stole it and stuff like that. Yes. So the Nuggets,
Ariza stole it.
Yeah, Trevor. Okay, yes. So Nuggets had good teams. I'm not gonna say great teams, but it's like I would love to see Carmelo in like LeBron's position. Like right now, if we could swap them, because I think that'll give people a really good bird's eye view to really watch and be like, okay, Carmelo, we're gonna see what you do, because we seen what LeBron did with these players. But as I say that, LeBron actually did with J.R. Smith. Those guys, and Iman was doing good, but those guys did play better with LeBron. But that's the LeBron effect.
Played with Carmelo. They got exponentially better when they played with LeBron.
Right. I think JR. No, they did say that JR has free will to do whatever he wants with the Cavs. But JR was, I think he had the ball more and was able to make more plays. But that's just the way that LeBron played. LeBron had the ball and he creates for everybody else.
You talking about JR when he was in New York? New
York. Because you remember all these alley-oops and stuff he was catching. It was fascinating. They weren't winning.
They weren't playing winning basketball.
They weren't. So.
It was entertaining though. But you're not. That's what I mean by knowing how to win. J.R. Smith doesn't know how to win either. He's learning how to win, and he kind of rode the coattails of people who knew how to win, which is why he has a ring on his finger now. Yeah. But he has never known how to win.
They said that LeBron actually went to Miami to learn how to win from D-Wade. I've heard
Riley.
that.
That's why when we talked about those teams earlier, I know we ain't going to go back on it, but when I talk about the systems that were constructed, Miami had a better infrastructure than what Cleveland ever had or ever probably will have because of a Pat Riley with his basketball IQ. That's why you can use Bosh the way that they were using Bosh to where he was beneficial.
To not play defense.
Well, okay, he wasn't playing defense, but Joe Anthony and Chris Anderson definitely was. So that's okay. We can hide him a little bit.
Lost,
You can't hide. They won 2 championships.
They won that.
Two championships.
But they also lost. How many did they lose? 2 or
Cavs lost 2 as well, right?
Look,
and they won 1.
Wait, time out now. If we talk about the Kyrie and Kevin Love team, healthy. No, I can't say healthy because D-Wade wasn't always healthy when they was playing the Spurs. So I mean, they lose 2.
They lost 2, won 1. LeBron and them won 2, lost 2. Should have definitely won all 4, but that's cool.
You said they should have won all 4.
I think they should have won all 4. Maybe the last one with the Spurs shooting ridiculous.
Not with Kevin Love. Oh, okay. Are you talking about
when they was? I'm talking about the Heat.
Okay.
They should have won 3.
Because my boy Dirk had something else for Chris Bosh. That boy Jason Terry coming off the bench, talking his stuff. He said, I'm going to do this to y'all, and he did it. They didn't answer the bell right there. I think people actually claim that as LeBron's worst finals ever.
Over the Spurs?
Yeah.
I'm talking about Spurs.
We talking about in Miami.
Cleveland, the first time we went to the finals.
Nobody gave them a chance.
I mean,
nobody gave them.
That was pretty bad, though. That was awful.
That was, but it
was awful.
I mean, who did they have? LeBron. They had Larry Hughes.
Yeah.
They had a bunch of them. Nobody probably went playing.
I think Eric Snow. And once again, Eric Snow back in the mix.
Putting him on.
Eric Snow's back in the mix.
You are bad luck, Eric Snow. Your teams keep getting skunked when they go to the final, and you got anything to do with it. I'm pretty sure Eric Snow probably coaching somebody right now.
Eric Snow can play a little bit, but he's
Eric Snow probably coaching somebody right now. But yeah, that was exciting. And then wait. We had Golden State and the Rockets. I did not expect Golden State to lose the first game, but I mean, it happened. Last year, Golden State lost the first game, but this is nothing.
Who cares?
This is just, hey, we're having fun. We're going to get Nick Young acquainted with us. We're going to get the other shooting guard. What's his name? The other one that came in the game. How did I forget his name? Paid last year. McCall.
McCall, he's back up point guard. Yeah,
back up point guard, 6'7". We're gonna get him acquainted. Then we're gonna get Bale acquainted. So Golden State is coming, man. Golden State is coming. So nothing to worry about. But the Rockets.
A point I made, I had to make with a guy because he argued with me about how Golden State was outplayed and this, that, and the third. It was clear when you watched the game. Did you watch the game?
I did until the fourth quarter, and I dozed off.
It was very clear who was putting the emphasis on winning that game, more so than just trying to play and maybe figure things out and be experimental. Golden State obviously would be the latter, being more experimental. They played 13 guys in that game. Houston Rockets went 8 deep.
Gonna be tired. He's gonna burn out.
In the first game of the year, they went 8 deep.
He's gonna burn out.
It was clear who was trying to really win that basketball game, and they still should have lost.
And you know what? It's a good thing that you actually spoke on the Rockets and talked about that, because Chris Paul, just like Adrian Peterson, and I tweeted this, what were you thinking going there? Just like Adrian Peterson went to the Saints, and you really think that they're going to change their offense up and give you the ball? You see Adrian Peterson with the Cardinals, and he getting all his handoffs. So true. Now Chris Paul's like, dude, did you not know that James Harden needs the ball at all times?
All times, yeah.
He needs the ball at all times. So what are you going to do? Just go sit and go play?
You go sit in the corner.
I don't know what they was thinking, but anyways, you meet Golden State in what? May, June. That'll be a 4-1. I'll give y'all one game. I'll give y'all one game. Y'all gonna need to do some more. Y'all need some more upgrades. But just having James Harden has, out of this world talent. James Harden, like, nobody can stay from James Harden 1-on-1. This guy is ridiculous. But Golden State, that didn't affect them at all. I know last year a lot of people was on them because last year they did look soft in the beginning of the year, but it took them a while to figure it out. And I was like, man, get Pachulia out that lineup. Pachulia
provided some toughness. Provided a little toughness.
He stood over Westbrook like, what you gonna do?
Right.
He stood over Westbrook. He stood over Westbrook. So whenever you do something like that, man, you're pretty bold. I say that.
That's the Joel Anthony, by the way.
Yeah, you're pretty bold, yeah.
A little bit. You know what I'm talking about?
Stop bringing up Joel. Stop bringing up this Miami Heat team that I don't even know what that is. I want y'all to really think. So how good was that Miami Heat team, really? I mean, just think about it.
Let's not go back on it.
How good was that Miami Heat team? But we don't give all the basketball talk, but on the college football, because we got college football fans that love to tune into the podcast. Now, with 7 of the top 25 teams losing, last week we talked and I said I think the best conference was the Big Ten. You said the ACC. Kind of made me think about it. Well, right now, the Big Ten got three of the top 10. They have three teams in the top 10 at this moment. Now, that doesn't mean nothing because it's about who's going to be there when it's all said and done. But Penn State number 2.
You actually are
how you feel about that?
Vibing with the hype behind Penn State right now? Or are you saying that that's
man? Last year I did it. Last year I did not, but the Penn State
Trace McSorley's your guy.
It's gonna be interesting.
With, huh?
It's gonna be interesting. I still think Ohio State because before the year started, I picked Ohio State to win it, and I think Colin Coward picked Ohio State too. So that don't mean that it means anything like that, but he probably seen my pick. He probably seen my pick.
You're from Ohio a little bit too, though. Let's not confuse that, right?
Yeah, I am.
All
but that don't mean that I am not an Ohio State fan at all. I'm a UC fan. I'm not one of them guys that live in Cincinnati and who like Ohio State.
Hey,
although I have the right to because Ohio State dominates our state. Ohio State dominates our state. Like the producer, he's from Ohio and he loves, I'm pretty sure, Ohio State. But that's just like everybody. Like you live in the smallest town in Ohio. Your team is Ohio State. Like that's your team. If you don't like anybody else, you like the Buckeyes. So those guys go crazy about their Buckeye and they sell it out. It's crazy because when you think about college football team in the stadium, Ohio State sells the horseshoe out Consistently. Every time. And then you look at the Buccaneers Stadium. I'd be like, wait, I see some seats. Now, people are like, but wait, they sold out the Giants. Of course, you're going to sell out the New York Giants. I mean, who's not going to go see them? I mean, first of all, we got to think about where we at. We're in Florida. A lot of people migrate from New York to Florida.
Yeah, true.
So you got to think about the demographic and stuff like that. Yeah, but I want to see you sell out the Ravens coming to town, because if Ohio State is playing William and Mary, it don't matter if they're beating them 80-0.
They coming.
That is going to be packed. So, but enough about my Ohio State rant and my whole Big Ten rant, and everything. How do you feel about college football right now? Because do you feel that the Big Ten is a legitimate threat?
I think they obviously are a threat. Do I think that they are the best conference as far as like going to produce a team that's going to actually win the college football playoff?
Let's not even say win. Can we just say push Alabama? Do they have a team that can push Alabama to you?
No.
You don't think they have a team that can push
Penn State gets blanked. I think Penn State, or maybe, all right, 35-7, maybe. I think 35-7 against Penn State. Easy.
Not 20.
Easy. Like 35-7, easy. Like not even like we sweating. Like our quarterback doesn't have to do much.
I'm
going to
say Ohio State. Honestly, I don't know. I know I've got on JT Barrett before. But I think with not Alabama, but with Ohio State defensive line, and I think that game can get interesting. Urban Meyer knows Nick Saban. He knows Nick Saban. Yes.
A lot of people know Nick Saban.
They do, and you know what? They wind up just because all of his predecessors, he coming to find them. Like, what is it? That Kirby Smart in Georgia. We're gonna see. I'm not. If it's not, I already told you I don't watch SEC. If it ain't Alabama playing somebody that
respectful.
Actually, no, I'll watch the SEC finally when it's the whole title game, just to watch Alabama beat Georgia like 35-14, because that's what's going to happen to any other SEC team coming out the SEC East. So,
all right. So I got another question for you. Mm-hmm. Do you think that Penn State is better than Georgia? Do you think if Penn State and Georgia played in the college football playoff or any time, do you think Penn State would win?
I haven't watched Penn State defense. I'm not even about to come on this show and give you and give you an answer out of emotion and stuff, because I haven't watched Penn State defense close.
Okay, does Georgia beat Ohio State?
Does Georgia beat Ohio State?
You watch those guys, right? You calling out DNs? You was letting me know who the DN was and everything else? No.
I like Nick Chubb. I like their running back. No, they don't beat Ohio State. No. They don't beat Ohio State. I don't think they beat Ohio State.
I would disagree.
That'd be good, though. That'd actually be good to actually see.
I think defensively they're more stout. Even though we're talking about a few players from Ohio State, I think with the Bosa, I think they have a team not full of Bosas, but they have a team full of speedy guys that's edge rushers similar to a Bosa. Mm-hmm. I think they have better defensive backs. Can we at least agree on that part?
Georgia?
I'm talking about Ohio State's defensive backs are not necessarily up to par. Can we at least agree on that part?
As a season prolonged? I'm talking
about right now.
Right now. Okay, yes.
We saw that Oklahoma game. It was bad.
Yes.
Like, cut it out.
Yes.
All right. So, offensively, will you take their running backs over Georgia's running back?
No, they got
duo?
like 4 of them. They got like 4 running backs. Of course not.
Okay, so are we taking them over there? Are we taking the receiving core? I'm just looking for what makes them better as an overall football team than Georgia. That's what I'm looking for, I guess.
I think, okay, so Ohio State versus Georgia. What would I take?
Quarterback down?
I wouldn't even necessarily say that they would be better than them, because we know that any team can win one game.
True.
But what I would say is I think it would be close. Maybe a 27 or 23, 24. So honestly, I should say this. That game could go either way. And I think by the end of the season, I'll be able to tell you. Give me a couple more weeks and I'll be able to tell you, right. I think this is going to be a good game.
That's fair.
This is going to be a good game. But the whole LSU and Auburn, they came back and beat them. I actually went to sleep on that game. Woke up and LSU came back. Guess what, guys? Just another bad quarterback going up against a good defense, another bad quarterback going against an okay defense. And that's what happened. That's it, guys. You really didn't miss anything. So LSU fans, don't even get out there and get too hyped about your teams, because we know when it's all said and done. When they play Bama, I'm pretty sure they. Yeah. I know they play Bama coming up.
Yeah. No, I don't know when that game is.
All right,
I might not even watch it.
Yeah, I'm not watching. I'm not about to watch a quarterback sit in the pocket and tippy toe and act like that he's never played a down of college football in his life, because whatever throws he is making on Auburn, I want him to make the same throws on Bama. But before we get out of here, you got anything you wanna say to our listeners?
I think we filled it up pretty good today.
Yeah.
Definitely had used the time slot effectively.
Oh, definitely. I want to appreciate. But I want to thank everyone for actually, tuning into the podcast, and we want you all to just continue to support us as we grow and try to build this brand up. I want you to, share this podcast and contact people who you think will be interested in watching the podcast. Like I always say, it's not about said it first; it's about got it right.